Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. We finally made it to 2025, and I have to tell you, I think this is our year. I think all the different sacrifice that we've done has led up to this moment. So if you're here, congratulations. It wasn't easy. So we're going to jump right into it. Again, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Now, just so everybody knows, we need to get through this quickly because here in Puerto Rico, massive power outages, everything was going fine. Then the power just went out right now. So generator power is kicked on. So we'll see how long this live stream goes. So let's just get into it. First of all, let me apologize because I try to protect everybody as much as I possibly can. It must be just the way I'm brought up, prior military, all that great stuff, healthcare. And I know I've been talking a lot about hacks and taxes and this and that. And I get the message. Trust me, I get it. So this was from Stoney. Says every stream now, this person got hacked. This person lost everything. You're not smart enough to manage your own money. I never did say that. I do believe that you're smart enough. Every stream is a downer, scaring the normies. It's getting old, Dad. And then Professor Thomas says, bro, stop talking about security. Easy way to be safe is don't do any of the stupid airdrops, which is true. Start talking about this stuff and I instantly stop your videos. You guys in this channel are great. However, stop with the nonsense. Too much security. Gotcha. I mean, I hear the message. Just trying to protect everybody. And, you know, like maybe I go overboard because I get scared. And these are the things for that. So we're going to talk about just how you really can't screw up this upcoming 2025 bull run. What is this? Tangent compromised by releasing seed phrases and emails. I'm sure it's fine. Let's get into it. So today, I want to just mention that Into the Cryptoverse, great website. And if you want to check this out, there's a link in the description, 10% off the first month. And I can just tell you right now, we are not near to being overheated of what's going on. So there, you have a lot of time. I think you've got, like I said before, you got like 4 or 5 months until everything just starts going ballistic. And we know right now that this is our market. And we've already hit some all-time high and we've regressed. It's like giving a second golden opportunity to start to accumulate. Bitcoin's at 94,000, Ethereum, Tether's Tether. And this was supposed to collapse a couple of days ago. Didn't. Here we are. So again, all types of FUD, everything's going good. What I want to lock everybody into is this. It's going to be hard to screw this up. One of the ways you could screw it up is that you could round trip your bags. You can get, sucked into the whole, like, it's going to be the next, super cycle. And look, if Bitcoin becomes the strategic reserve of the United States, all bets are off for Bitcoin, but not alts. That'll never change, in my personal opinion. Not never, but quite some time. What I want to show you is, historically speaking, because we know that the top 10 is going to change. But in our brains and our minds, we're like, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. Even if you stuck with the oldie coins, I'm going to show you how that still will be a fantastic choice as opposed to chasing some of the new, greater, shinier objects that are out there. Because we know in a year's time, this is going to change, the top 10. And what I'm going to show you is a blast from the past. I'm going to show you going back, because we're all in the 4-year cycles, right? We have a halving, all-time high, dip, reset. So a halving, 2012, all-time high, 2013, big dip in 2014, and a reset in 2015. 2016, halving. 2017, all-time high, blah, 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 right? So I want to go back to if you started to invest on the last cycle, which was, and this is the best I could pull up. This is from CoinMarketCap Historical, 3rd of January, 2021. This is the top 15. And it looks a little different than what the top 15 is now and what it was a year later. Check this out. Do you remember, first of all, do you remember these, where things were? And do you remember these top 15 tokens? So first of all, Bitcoin's always Bitcoin. Bitcoin's always number one. Hasn't been. That's why, like, people say, oh, it's a boomer coin. Okay, I'll keep holding it. I'll be all right. Ethereum, Tether's Tether, right? Litecoin in the top 5. Again, this was 3rd of January, 2021. Today is 1st of January, 2024. XRP, watch out. Polkadot, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Binance Coin, all right. Chainlink, Wrap Bitcoin. Now it gets a little crazy. Bitcoin SV, Stellar, and EOS. And this looked different. Litecoin is not in the top, especially the top 10 into 2020 and the end of 2021. We see Wrap Bitcoin going out. Bitcoin SV fell off the planet. Stellar and EOS, sorry, not happening. But again, it's good to look at. And of course, if we go back into, say, even farther back in 2017, again, this was the cycle before the cycle. Check out these and how things changed. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, still pretty good, right? Litecoin, Monero, ETH Classic. Now it gets crazy. Dash, Augur, MaidSafe Coin, Steam, NEM. I don't know what the heck these are. Economy, Factum, Dogecoin. Okay. And Waves. Waves. I used to own some of that stuff. So again, whatever we have right now, I think, or whatever you've invested into, even if you say, well, it's an oldie coin and I got to really get into this new stuff. I understand that there's some AI things coming in, so maybe I should get into that. Maybe I should go heavy. Wait, just hold on. You can't screw this up. Check this out. So what I took a look at is that, okay, let's take January 1st, 2021. And obviously, let me be clear on this one. Obviously, if you would have been investing in 2020, you would have made some fantastic gains, right? But I know most of you here actually invested back then. Most of you here invested in the bear market of 2022, 2023, and you were investing all of 2024. Congratulations. But let's just say you're like, okay, something happened. I got something happened to me, or I had to sell. Now I'm at here. Or I just got in here and I bought the very Pico top. I bought the 108,000 Bitcoin. I bought the $4,000 Ethereum. I bought Solana at 250 or whatever it was recently. It's okay. Check this out. This is where it's like, really, it's tough to screw this up. So if I go back to 2021, again, January 4th, and I want to spend $100 per week, $100 per week. Some that's a lot of money, some that's chump change. I'm not here to tell you what it is. I'm not your dad or financial advisor. But we can just see here that on January 1st, and we do that for per week, look at how well we do in the last cycle. Now, of course, this cycle will be different. I'm sure it is. I mean, I've never been in a bull cycle where we have a pro crypto Congress, which is the House of Representatives and also the Senate. And I've never had a bullish crypto enthusiast promising for a strategic reserve as the president of the United States is, which will be Donald J. Trump, which the inauguration is just 19 days away. Never happened before. I'm seeing good things. I've never heard other countries talking about making Bitcoin a strategic reserve. I've never had cryptos on, all these different multiple exchanges and major institutions coming in. I've never had a Bitcoin ETF or an Ethereum ETF or talks of altcoin ETFs coming in. I've never had a reasonably sound economy, we'll say. I never had so much talk about quantitative easing and rate cuts. It's all kind of coming together. I've never had that. So, maybe we'll crash to zero. I doubt it, but I think this is pretty awesome. Okay. So let's just say $100 a week. And I invested into these old timey ones, the ones on January 1st, 2021. This is how well you would have done. Not investing into like the Solanas, the Avalanches, or, some kind of meme coin that, blew up like Pepe or something like that. Actually, that wasn't even that point. But if you just would have stuck with the old stuff and got to April 19th, look at this. You would have been, again, BNB, you'd have been up 500%. You would have invested $1,600 and you would have 10,000 essentially in the bank. XRP, which I got to tell you, was going through a massive lawsuit with the SEC. Also, we're getting kicked Gary Gensler out, so I think it's also a good thing. He's already resigning. ADA, you're up 100%. You invested $1,600. Now you're at $3,000. EOS, which only me and Beardy own that now. 74% up. You was 600. So you can just see, and actually, I think the worst that you would have done is Bitcoin if you would have invested at the beginning of the bull run, right? Most of you didn't. You invested in 2020. And I think moving forward, even if you wanted to put some things in like I do, maybe you would still be up and are still going to be up moving forward. Now, again, it's important that the one way you screw this up is you don't take any profits. I'm just telling you, again, strategic reserve, all bets are off if that happens for Bitcoin. But if you would have taken some profits along the way, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. And then you had this little lull here. Remember in June, July, when Bitcoin dropped over 30, I want to say 40% or so? You could have maybe reaccumulated there if you really wanted to, or maybe not. Then you just stuck around. Then November comes around and you start to see like everything just kind of blow up, which I have to tell you, if you're looking at indicators, look at this. Take Ben's indicator dashboard, right? Takes all the price metrics, on-chain data, social metrics. The last time it was this overheated, 9 November 2021. Also look at April 2021. Pretty damn high, right? It's telling you right there what's happening. 2017, which we just took a look at, pretty high. Then it cools off, gets crazy high, cools off, medium. So again, I think that in this situation, you would have been just fine. Just investing into these things, not any of the new ones, not chasing any type of narrative. Now take a look at this. If I would have gone back, I know this is cheating, but if I would go back into start to invest in 2019, like I think a good amount of you actually did. Like I was there. I was throwing sand in the ocean too back then. And when I was throwing sand in the ocean, everybody was telling me how stupid I was. I get to, and again, this is starting on January 1st, 2019. I got in 2017. Started to really learn about it in 2018 and invest heavily towards the end of 2018 and then 2019, 2020. Look at these increases you would have done again on those same guys. And that was from 2017, from that January 1st. BNB, you'd be up, you would have put in $12,000, you had 406,000. Chainlink, 321,000. ADA, you would have invested $12,000, you would have got $305,000 back. ETH, 207. Stellar. Bitcoin still doing pretty good, 80,000. If you only invested 12. Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, XRP, EOS, BSV, DOT. The thing I want you to remember is this. These are all unrealized gains. Make sure you take some profits. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. At some points, you want to do those. If you're trying to figure out, like, how do I take profits? Not how, but when and why and indicators. I did a video. It's in the description of every video that I've ever done. Well, in the last 2 years or so. And it's called When I'm Going to Sell 80% of My Crypto. And I go through all the different indicators, when I'm going to do it. I'm going to come on this channel. I'm going to tell you when I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell, and I'm going to leave this channel until the next bear market. It's up to you to decide what you want to do. If you want to hold forever and say, this isn't for me, it's for my kids and grandkids, great. Or I'm going to start to take loans against my crypto. Fantastic. Do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling you there's options out there. And there's just something that you have to be aware of. I think this is one of those things. And lastly, I will say this. Again, this is not looking at things like Solana, which was one of the big plays back in the 2021 bull run. Look at this. Everybody thought that Solana, and we talked about this yesterday. Everybody thinks Solana topped out. I remember going through this and hearing about it in 2020. And then it went from $1 to 17 bucks. People are like, that's a 17x. That's crazy. Yeah, that's all I can do. I mean, that's it. Lock it up, shut the doors. We're done with Solana because it's already done. And of course, then it goes up to 250 bucks during 2021. And I just see like the same things going on to like virtuals. I'm sure there's other ones out there you can tell me about, but like, again, AI agents, virtuals protocol, it's already had a massive run up from a nickel all the way to $3. Now, wow, it's $4 today. So, I mean, I'm just telling you, it's tough to mess this up, even if you invest in old stuff and don't have to go into the new stuff. Anyhow, let me know what you think about that in the comments section. I'm not trying to be too moon boyish, but it's looking pretty good. Also, I just this was shown to me by a friend of the show, Randy Hipper. You might know her as formerly Miss Teen Crypto. She put this out, and I was like, "Oh, this is a big thing." This is Linda Yaccarino. She is the CEO of X, and she put this out last night, maybe during the festivity. She says, "In 2024, X changes the world," or Twitter, what it was called Twitter. "Now you are the media. 2025, X will connect you in ways never thought possible. XTV, all right, I'm listening. Grok, which is their AI play, which is a fantastic AI LLM, learning language module. And this thing called X Money." And I was like, what the heck's X Money? That sounds good. X Money is this. Did you know that they actually had this going on for the last year or so? It joined January 2024. And there was all this talk about Elon and X getting a money transmitter license state by state throughout the United States. We got 50 of them, so have fun with that slog. But it looks like they've been running through it, and they're getting these money transmitter license state by state. Last I heard, it was over 30 different states. So it looks like they're going to do this. What this means, let me just break this down. What it means is that you're going to be actually able to use Twitter for, of course, your media, which a lot of people actually do. Love the community notes. If you're going to do XTV, it's the same thing as like YouTube TV. Maybe they're going to start to get programs in there. I don't really care about that. But X payments. Imagine using the payment service that is Twitter, which is global. The question that you have to think to yourself is this: what digital asset are they going to use? They're not using fiat. They could use fiat. Elon was part of the PayPal mafia, right? As we call it. PayPal, he was one of the original owners, original founders of PayPal. So with this one, sure, he could use the US dollar, but wouldn't it be something reasonable that he might pick some type of digital asset that could be used cross borders and cross payments, and maybe starts with X? I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comments section. It's all speculation. And me personally, this is why in my Roth IRA, I have the Department of Government Efficiency. I'm just kidding. That's what all the normies know it as. It's called Dogecoin. Maybe he picks Dogecoin. Maybe he picks XRP. Maybe he picks Solana. Maybe he picks EOS. I don't know. EOS. Whatever it is, I feel pretty confident to say it's going to be something that is a cryptocurrency or digital asset, whether it be stable coins or anything across the spectrum. Anyhow, let me know what you think the token is going to be. And lastly, Cardano. This was from Charles Hoskinson. I know some people hate Cardano. Some people love Cardano. I like Cardano. We got a stake pool. It works out pretty well. Charles just quoted this: next year, Cardano is going to heights it's never been before. We got Bitcoin DeFi, which they're using BOSS, or the Bitcoin operating system. They partnered up, and essentially they're using it like Cardano is essentially like a layer 2. I know people will correct me, but that's how I see it, for transaction costs. Midnight, which I believe we're going to be doing a airdrop with that for the DNEWS stake pool as well. Patented chains, I don't know what that is. All the DApp upgrades, Midgard, and some extra magic that we can't call the Fire Rises. So we'll call the Fire Rises. Also, don't forget about Hydra and their 1 million transactions per second. Let's see if it goes through, right? Everybody in the comment section, sound off with how much you hate Cardano or love it. I know I'm going to get that. But when I was reading this, I'm like, I want Cardano to succeed. I own Cardano. Why wouldn't I? I want my bags to pump just like everybody else. Let's not be foolish and think that Rob doesn't own Cardano. He does. He owns a lot. So I was thinking about this. I'm like, what would be great for this would be a great meme coin. Because let's really break it down and say that one of the reasons why Solana is so popular is, first of all, it's fast, it's cheap, it's easy. Some people will say, well, it goes down sometimes and it's centralized. That's a debate for another channel. I just know that it works, and that's great. However, if Cardano could do the same thing, that'd be fantastic. The reason why Solana really, really blew up was because of pump.fun. Let's tell the truth. There's a lot of meme coins, a lot of gambling going on. So let's just start to see more meme coins on Cardano. Maybe that will bring people up to it, because people love to gamble. People think that's their big play. So I asked this question: what was the first meme coin on Cardano? And I actually thought it was SNEC. But apparently I was wrong. It was Hosky. Hosky was the first meme coin on Cardano, still going strong-ish. SNEC is doing quite well, as a matter of fact, too. And I actually had to ask Grok that question. What was the first meme coin on the Cardano blockchain? And what was the date? When was the date of its launch? And it was launched in November 2021. I was like, oh my God, that's the first one. Well, that's incorrect. The first meme coin on Cardano was mine, was TomatoCoin. And we launched this in July 17th, 2021. And it is a meme coin. It is a community-based coin. Does absolutely nothing. Meme coin. Don't do anything. Let me say that again. Meme coins do nothing. However, we did this for our stake pool delegators, and it worked out swimmingly. Everybody was happy they got TomatoCoin. And what we'll be doing is we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to do another airdrop for TomatoCoin. Gosh, over 3.5 years later or so. So here is the TomatoCoin tokenomics. Marketing utility, that's 15%. That's for marketing, promotions, giveaways. And if you don't think I'm going to do giveaways in this channel, you're crazy. We're going to do a bunch of giveaways. But the majority is going to go to the DNEWS Cardano stakeholders. The liquidity, 40% across multiple DEXs. And we're going to do an IDO. 45% is going to be sold to the IDO. We've got some partners lined up, which will also be a part of the airdrop, World Mobile, Minutes, Cornucopias, Crow. And then just so you know, MinSwap will be conducting this. The sale starts January 6th. When is that? That is Monday. So it starts on the 6th, but it'll go for 2 weeks. And it's going to go for either 2 weeks or if we raise 570,000 Cardano. And that's what's going on. So before we go forward, let me just remind you, these are meme coins. There's no economic value whatsoever. We're going to put a bunch of that into our airdrop for the stake pool holders. And that's it for us. But the question I might have is, well, Rob, how much are you going to keep? I'm going to keep about 500,000 of these tokens out of the 570 million, or excuse me, 57 million that are there. So we'll see what happens. If you're going to gamble and do all those things, that might be one to look at. Anyhow, links in the description. You can check that out. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Everything we talk about is time sensitive. Now, if you want to go over a little Q&A, well, I'll answer all your questions to the best of my ability. And there's some things I'd really like to talk about. I just saw this about a Tesla Cybertruck just blew up in Las Vegas and some other things that are going on. So if you want to stick around, let's jump into the Q&A and go from there. All right. So what do we got? Crypto Steve-O. Rob, what do you think about Charles's beef with the Cardano Foundation and its board members aren't voted in? Can never be replaced and don't have to own any tokens. I thought this was resolved already. I actually made a post on this and everybody attacked me and they said, oh, why are you spreading FUD? That this was already resolved, boomer. And I'm like, all right, I didn't know. And yeah, like when I posted this, it was like I guess 3 hours before I posted it, I guess Charles had said something to the board and they had said, no, we're going to resolve this and we're going to make this a viable option. Let's see, as far as like voting people in. So I thought this was resolved already, unless something new come up. But let me know about that in the comment section. Waffle says, Cohen was at the Sailor party. Yes, Ben Cohen was at Michael Saylor's party. You know, is there anybody better than, Ben to be at the Bitcoin 100K Michael Saylor party? As I understand it, it was like for, the who's who is who, and that is a part of like the Bitcoin ecosystem. Ben did a tremendous job of talking nonstop about Bitcoin dominance and believing in Bitcoin dominance when everybody thought he was crazy. And he told everybody, like, look, you can keep investing into altcoins during the crash. I am not going to do that. Usually what happens is altcoins crash, Bitcoin drops as well. but then it starts to suck up the liquidity in the crypto and digital asset market, and dominance creeps up around 60%. And he said it for over 2 years. And it really opened people's eyes to going, oh, I shouldn't diamond hands all these altcoins. Oh, they are mostly worthless. Maybe I should just hold Bitcoin. And it worked out. I got to tell you, I thought Ben did a fantastic job with that. So he should have been there. I'm glad he went. And maybe we'll get some behind the scenes gossip on the NFA live show. Usually we do that on Thursdays, but because of the holidays, and I think Ben's still traveling, I think Guy's also traveling, don't think we're going to have one tomorrow. Ben is a chat in disguise. He's always been a chat. Great guy. Great guy. Crypto Clark Kent. Yeah. RCN says, sorry, I think MicroStrategy is a bubble, which will eventually burst. Yeah. I think you're going to have a lot of people call it a bubble and that it will burst and it will drop massively because it is a proxy for Bitcoin. Just like we just saw, I want to say MicroStrategy, let's take a look. It dropped pretty heavily. MicroStrategy stock. Because it's so closely binded with Bitcoin. Again, dropped almost 4.5%. Over 5 days, 15%. That's a big ouchie. Over a month, it's been down 23%. 6 month though, 112%. 1 year, 322%. So it just depends on when you got in. But what's going to happen is Bitcoin will go up. Everybody will talk about how great Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy is. And then Bitcoin will have a pullback, which is healthy. And it'll be like, I don't know, 5, 10, 15%. And then MicroStrategy will do even worse because of the pullback and just how violent it is. And then people will call Saylor an idiot, and which is not the case. And then they'll attack him, and then it'll go up again. It's the same thing with El Salvador. I mean, Presidente Bukele, they called him crazy for turning down the IMF loan, which he actually did later on accept, which is a pretty good idea if you wanted to put that into Bitcoin. But, people call you, people will call you crazy until you make it. And then you're a genius. Trust me, your entire family, once everything starts to pop off in crypto and digital assets, they're going to start to call you up. And now it's not like, oh, it's not, Pete, the crazy investor. It's Pete, the smartest guy in my family. What should I buy on Coinbase? Trust me, that will happen again. All right. I never saw Ben. So that's true. Was Ben wearing a Damas t-shirt? No, I think it was what's a couple billion among friends, or was it the dubious speculation t-shirt? I forgot. Okay. Double Kill says, yeah, I live in Vegas. The Cybertruck thing is true. They're investigating at the moment, not hearing much. I wonder what the heck happened. Blowing up cars like it's doing something. Rob, what do you think of AI agents? New trend? Apparently, we all missed it. Apparently, this trend has been going on forever in the crypto sphere. People will remind me, Rob, this was like 3 months ago. Where were you? I'm like, well, I was painstakingly dollar cost averaging Bitcoin. I don't know what the deal is. So anyhow, with AI agents, there was a great blog post, which I should do tomorrow. I'm going to go over this AI agents. We talked about this yesterday. AI, learning language model, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok, great. You put things in, it already uses compute power to pretty much generate the answer to you in text base, or in ChatGPT, if you pay for the upgraded version like I do, you get to chat back and forth with this AI person, but they can't really do anything. AI agents essentially can take that action and they can be autonomous, do the things that they think you would want them to do as your personal agent. Essentially, it's having like a virtual employee. Hey, AI agent, I am seriously fat and am pre-diabetic. How the hell am I going to get in shape? What's my New Year's resolution? Also, don't just tell me to make it happen. Okay, here's what you got to do, fatty. You got to stop eating so much. Put that donut down. Also, I just booked you into Planet Fitness. It's $10 a month, and you're going to start going tomorrow. Here's the exercises you're going to do. I already talked to the people. They're going to get you in. Also, I want to keep your stress level low. So I just booked you a massage, whatever. It's going to do all those things for you. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be great. And that's AI agents in a nutshell. And then I also remember that AI agents are just for that. You're going to tell them, hey, AI agents, I need to make $1 million. So I need you to start trading for me. Sure, we'll do it. And what are the parameters? And tell them parameters. And they'll go off and run and they'll try to make you $1 million. The early people will probably get wrecked. The people that give the right prompts that put this into the AI agent will make a boatload of money. And then the people after that try it will just be competing for scraps. It's pretty much how it works in most businesses and things like that. And AI agents is no different. Let's see. Yeah. Ian says, when people ask me what to buy this year, I'm going to tell them nothing. Exactly. Stereodoc says, my cousin told me ETH reminds him of a VHS recorder. He swapped his ETH to Bitcoin. I have no opinion on it. I think you can't. It's tough to go wrong with Bitcoin, especially with. I should have played this during the news section, but since you guys have so nicely stuck around to chat with me, listen to this. This is from Michael Saylor. Oh, if you're not following me on X, let me show you. This is where all the alpha comes from. This is 55 seconds. Actually, the best stuff is in the first 22 seconds. Listen to what Michael Saylor says about the new administration and who he is talking to as far as government officials. Hold on. I'll leave that for tomorrow. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'll do it right now. Let's see. Brave tab. Tell me we're bullish enough after you listen to this.
You've been relatively less vocal than some of your peers in the crypto community about your political views. And I have to ask, have you met with President-elect Donald Trump?
I've met with a lot of people in the incoming administration, but I couldn't comment further than that.
Okay, can't comment.
Okay. Either Michael Saylor likes people to, get super bullish, or maybe he has been, but it makes sense. I mean, Trump has said numerous times, Bitcoin's strategic reserve, and we're going to embrace the digital asset future. JD Vance, his vice president pick, has $500,000 worth of Bitcoin. Ted Cruz, in the great state of Texas, not only owns Bitcoin, but is actually, I think, the only senator that has a Bitcoin miner. You can't make this up. Again, I've never gone through this, so this is new for me to have this much support on a governmental level. Feels weird. Feels very strange. Lord Smith, when will exchange fees go down? When we get some proper competition. That's what it is. It was the dubious speculation t-shirt. There it is. What happened is that, anybody know if the Cybertruck was put on fire because of the actions of an individual, or was it the truck itself? Crypto Steve got a great question. Rob, pick 2 coins from the top 12 market cap that will drop out, and pick 2 coins will enter the top 12 before the cycle is over. I think AD NAUSEAUM will drop. I don't think they will. And replaced by Ondo and Virtual. Well, I own both of those, actually, Ondo and Virtual. Not very much. And you got to understand, guys, because the things I talk about, I don't own a ton of these little things. It's just, I have some, just a little bit. Let's take a look. It's a great question. And this, of course, will be, as Ben T-shirt says, dubious speculation. So in the top 10, what's going to fall out? 2? You would think BNB would take a hit, but it's used by so many people so far. It's super cheap and it's super centralized, so sure. Solana Giant, Lido staked Ether. Maybe Lido staked Ether. I don't know. Cardano, if they start to pull off what they're supposed to pull off, I can see it still staying there. But if I got to pick, Ethereum can't drop out of the top 10. It's just the market cap is too damn big. I will say, if I had to, Lido staked Ether, because look, at 32 billion versus 31 billion for Cardano, that's one. Maybe Dogecoin if it's not picked up by, I don't know. I would say like this: if you got to pick the most honest answer, Lido staked Ether and Cardano are the ones that are kind of trailing because they got 31 billion. Let's say they drop off. Avalanche is number 12. That's there. What could pass them? Virtuals seems like a great pick. That'd be good for my portfolio. I'll tell you that. But what could really get in there? You know what a funny thing would be? What if it's AI 16Z? Just some crazy meme coin that people just can't get enough of. And where is Near? First of all, why is Stellar up here so high? And Hedera should be higher than this. Polkadot should be lower. And why is Shiba Inu up here? Get those out of here and then we'll see. I would say not virtuals. Maybe virtuals and Pepe. Who knows? I have no idea. It's a tough question to answer. Any way I say that, I just get constant hate for not picking somebody's favorite token. Do we know if Elon is okay? Cybertruck. I think that would have been more of the headline if Elon was injured, but I don't know anything about it. Solo Sander. AI 16Z has been all dominant for a few months. Follow the bankless guys for some great solo agent news. Yeah, that's good stuff. I own a little bit of that. A little bit of some crazy stuff. RS says, hey, Rob, any Jerry updates on Hypercycle and Josh Jimenez? Both look exciting. I just sent a message to Josh today talking about the TomatoCoin airdrop and the initial DEX offering. And Jerry, I need to get him on here, but after maybe this Sunday, because we're out of the holiday season. Having used from Amsterdam. Nice. Study bug is correct. YubiKey plugged into ISO biometric whitelist and 40-hour delay. Rotating password that cycles every day. Isolated to offline device has on it. That is a recipe for success right there. What he is talking about is probably pristine ways to protect yourself as far as digital assets go. So I'm a big believer in biometrics myself. I try to do as much fingerprint access as I possibly can. The second one I'll do is face. And if I have to, I think this is the laggard, is Google Authenticator, 2FA. And we talked about that at length of why I think that it's not a great choice if you want to go high security. But again, we talk too much about security on this channel. People are getting very upset. Let's just go Moon Boy style for one video. Let people dream. And we'll hit them with reality next week. Let's see. My head turned when he said fatty. I've never made a New Year's Eve resolution until this year when I'm up 15 pounds. 15 pounds is easy. 15 pounds is easy. It's hard to get in shape, but it's really easy to stay in shape. Swami says 20K VHS recorder as far as Ethereum goes. That's true. You guys do stick around. I do like that. It's great. Bitcoin is my cornerstone. Robert Kidder, that's true. I download the safe harbor. Thanks for the reminder. I don't think the IRS knows what it's doing. Do you guys really? I'm going to show you something. Let's go to X. Take a look at Sheehan, the crypto CPA. Not this one. That's pretty funny. This as of 23 hours ago, breaking, the IRS just issued a temporary relief notice that is good news for crypto holders interacting with centralized exchange in 2025. Temporary relief under section blah, blah, blah. Let me see. Here's the thread. Quick background. IRS finalized the SEC 6045 custodial broker, which we talked about, and safe harbor. Consequently, starting January 1st, if your crypto assets are held with a centralized broker, Coinbase, Binance, BitGo, or whatever, and you do not choose a preferred accounting method like HIFO or Spec ID, the broker will sell your assets under first in, first out, or FIFO. Practical approach. This meant that you had no option other than selling your CFI assets under FIFO starting January 1st. IRS recognized issue and issued a temporary transition relief. This means if you sell assets inside a crypto exchange, you can still use your books and records to document which unit you are selling. You won't have to be locked into FIFO. Essentially, the things that we were talking about, they're just saying, all right, well, we're going to give you even more time. So I don't even know if this safe harbor thing, I mean, just do it. But it looks like they're putting a stay on that one. So, oopsie, for the IRS, they're like, maybe it wasn't such a great idea. Let's give them more time. Little echo, sorry. Yeah, look at Sailor's house as a freaking mansion. Well, you know, when you make hundreds of millions of dollars, what else are you going to do? Chris Fire asked my doctor, what's the easy way to lose weight? He said, it's easy. Don't eat anything fatty. I'm like, what? Like pizza? He said, no, just don't eat anything fatty. Do you know what I eat every day? I eat a minimum of 2 steaks a day. And I get the fattest possible cuts that I possibly can. And then for dessert, I have eggs and bacon. And then for, if I really want to have a snack, I'll have more bacon. So like this whole thing about the fattiness, I just don't really buy into that stuff. There's another one. You guys know the world's strongest man, Eddie Hall? He just went on what's called the carnivore diet. And he's eating a way more than what he's done before. And he's already down like 20 pounds in 6 weeks. So look at that diet if you're having issues. All right. Also, follow Dr. Sean Baker. He's a big Bitcoin guy, but he's also one of the first guys to talk about, and he's a medical doctor, and to talk about the carnivore diet. Did not have that on my bingo card to talk about that on my crypto channel, but sure. Ooh, oh, this is what it was. There was fireworks in the Cybertruck. You can hear the skyrockets going out. Well, that makes sense. OMG says, what's stranger is people saying the top is in. I find that odd too, but I think it's like, I don't know if it's people trying to manipulate the market or people don't know what's going on, or do they think it's like the top was in, like that was the December 2024 top, but the, May 2025 top, that's going to be way bigger. I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, maybe it is, but with all the news, buy the rumor, sell the news, maybe I just think Bitcoin and crypto are evolving. I asked the same question to Guy on the NFA live show. And Guy said, from Coin Bureau, he said, I said, are we following the herd? And we should be against the herd? And he goes, who's the herd? He goes, is the herd, are you talking about like the Peter Schiffs of the world? Are you talking about the larger institutions that never got into the Bitcoin ETF? Are you talking about like the 95% of people in the world's population? You're talking about that herd? Because we're not following them. We're doing the exact opposite. I'm like, well, it's a good point. So yeah, I think that we think that we're the majority. We're not. We're the minority. Like if you go and talk to any of your normie friends and you talk about, hey, tell me a crypto, they'll know Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum. But if you start talking about like Pepe, Avalanche, Solana, they were like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what language you're speaking. Trust me. Delota says, did Puerto Rico have a New Year's Eve blackout? Yes, it did. And as a matter of fact, the entire island lost power. And you can see it on the Google map from yesterday. It's got the Dominican Republic to the left, And there's this big patch where you can kind of see an outline, but not really. And it's just, that's Puerto Rico. There was no electricity in the entire island. So I don't know what the electricity company's excuse was or reason was, because there was no hurricane. We'll find out. But that's the beauty of living in Puerto Rico. What do? Like, well, there's no power. Just go to the beach. And that's what we did. It was awesome. Don't become the dev of that TomatoCoin, Rob. You know better. No, I don't know better. Look, here's the thing with all these different tokens is that people will sell them and they'll put it on there and they'll rug pull everybody. So for me, I asked the team, I go, how much are we going to keep? They're like, oh, we got 57 million. I guess we can keep like 500,000, give the rest away. And I got a pretty extensive team. So that's pretty much about it. And then the rest is essentially liquidity, and other parts are going to be essentially for trading. And then the rest is airdrops and giveaways, promotions. So we'll see. What else we got? So I know. So people are going to be like, oh, this is the end. Look, Jason over at Crypto Crow made a token. Everything's fine. Okay. I want a big bag of paybacks to the record. Losing faith in it by the week. Yeah. Great question, Rob. What's your take profit strategy, or do you have an indicator? My big indicator is when everybody starts calling me Dan instead of my real name, Rob, which is, I don't really care. But when they start calling me Dan, I know it's a bunch of new people because they have no idea what's going on. So when that happens, that's tip number one. Tip number two is we take a look at the indicators that I did in that video. One of the big things I'd like to look at is the time and wristbands, MVRV Z-score, 12 multiple, fear and greed index, price cycle top if we can get it. And then also the big fat indicator, which was right here, which is an indicator summary. And I think we start doing that. We start, because if we've layered in and we've been so patient, we'll layer out, right? So those are the indicators I'm looking at, pretty much. Lido and ADA will get eclipsed. I mean, they're on the fringe right now, so whatever. Could be. I don't even recognize the altcoins from last cycle. Yeah, it's tough. Dog Go to the Moon should do quite well. Number one rune on Bitcoin blockchain. I think it should do great. Rob, would you be surprised if Bitcoin dog rune grew this year as much as Cebrino? I wouldn't be as surprised. I would be like, well, that's par for the course. And, I mean, if people, it just depends on like, do people see Bitcoin as a place for meme coins, which are runes? Or do they see it more as just like, this is a hedge against inflation. This is digital gold. This is fill in the blank of what do you think Bitcoin actually is. But I don't see it as a meme coin launchpad or platform. So I don't know. Julia Stryker, why are you hating on DOT? Why are you asking? Are you asking because you have a lot of DOT and you want me to talk about it? Polkadot, it just seems to be a laggard. And I know people say, well, it's doing this and it's doing this, it's doing this. I'm like, that's great. It is, but where's the price appreciation? If you hold on to it, I mean, if you believe in it, just hold on to it. Same thing with Chainlink. I think Chainlink is great. Does absolutely nothing in price action. Seems like it has nothing but good news and it makes waves and it's a great oracle and essentially is becoming like a layer one. Stuck. I don't know. Let's see. Intangem was swaps to USDC a taxable event and transfer from USDC to virtuals is not. So, well, USDC is essentially a stable coin. It shouldn't be because it's pegged to the dollar. So it shouldn't be like that as far as I know. But if you do like virtuals to, like you have Bitcoin, you take like, obviously you go Bitcoin to stablecoin, that's a taxable event. If you go from Bitcoin to Ethereum, that's a taxable event. If you go from virtuals to USDC, actually that would be a taxable event. because you're essentially cashing out. But USDC to virtuals, I don't think that should be. Check with your CPA. But like here's a prime example. I go on Coinbase, I buy USDC. USDC is essentially a stable coin pegged to the dollar. I take USDC, I transfer it to my MetaMask wallet on the Base rails. Base is layer 2 solution on Ethereum, layer 2 Ethereum, and there's no transaction fees if you use Coinbase. I do that, transfer it to my MetaMask wallet. Use the MetaMask wallet, go into Uniswap, swap it for virtuals on Base. There is no taxable event there because I took my dollars, I bought USDC, I took the USDC, which is essentially a dollar, and I put it into virtuals. That's it. Some people say, well, stable coins sometimes go to 0.997 and sometimes it's 1.0002. I think I'll be okay. Rob, what's your plans for avoiding massive fees on Coinbase when you sell? I'm taking that as a tax deduction. First of all, there's two things. If you're using Coinbase, like I have to because I'm stuck with it, is that you can use advanced trading over on Coinbase. What I like to do is when I'm selling on Coinbase, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll make a video. You transfer your crypto into Coinbase because you have it on your cold storage device, right? You put it there and then you transfer it over to advanced trading. Advanced trading comes in and goes, okay, what do you want to sell it? What pairs do you want to sell? I'm selling, Ethereum for US dollars. Okay, great. And then when you do that, because of that, it's a maker taker and you can actually set your own fees, go from there. What I always do is I say, okay, I want to wait until it goes up by 0.5 or 1% or whatever it is that I think is going to do. And that there is any fees, it's like I get that covered anyhow. And off I go. That's how I do it. People will say, well, Rob, there's a better way to do it, which is just take loans out against your crypto and just live like that, like what Michael Saylor is doing. I'm like, look, I'm not Michael Saylor, and he can do whatever he wants to do. I've already done the loan route with Celsius. Didn't work out too well for me. I will do it this way. Yeah, let's see. 312 girl says, I know you guys live by the beach, but today we have electricity. Appreciate you and your team, man. Yeah, I think in like places like, I think 312, I think you're in Chi-Town and you need electricity. You need heat. Like here, we just kind of would like to have the fan on. So I get that. Authie's a good one. As far as like Authie or YubiKey. Parcel, Giga, and Ma got listed. No way. Giga got listed. Good for them. I get nothing but bombardment on my X account about Giga and how I missed out. I'm like, that's true, I did. Thoughts on SWI? I think it'll do well. I think SWI and Aptos will be like competing for that Solana killer spot, I guess. So we'll see. SWI had like a great run and then it's kind of became stagnant a little bit. Looks like we survived the SWI unlock. Time to show the stables and memes the way to the moon. Sweet. Nas says, bull cycle over, time to sell. Nas is trying to manipulate everybody here. Doing a great job. I'm in a pear shape. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think the IRS knows what it's doing. Understatement. It's like they want to make their job harder, and make our lives harder as well. I'm like, why are you doing that? Everything was going swimmingly well when you just required this little stuff that we did. Although I got to tell you, when Shian Chandrasekhara, crypto CPA, was on, 3 days ago or whenever it was, he told me a stat that I was kind of in disbelief. He tells me that he said he put it at 85% of crypto investors are non-compliant with tax reporting. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, that can't be right. He said, yeah. He goes, we've done studies for it. He goes, I'm a part of these different boards, and 85%. And I said, well, across the board, is that like the highest? He's like, well, he goes, if we adjust and, you want to be conservative, maybe 70%, but that's the lowest I'll go. I'm like, you're telling me 70% of people are not reporting their taxes or their crypto gains, or they're just lying about it? Like that guy in Texas that got 2.5 years. He's like, yeah. like I'm fine with stretching certain limits, everybody. But on that one, don't stretch that. IRS scares the hell out of me. Just give them their paperwork and tell them to shut up and live your life. Mm-hmm. Why would you not want to sell first in, first out? There was a term for this. It was about short-term gains versus capital gains. And gosh, what was there was a different way for that. I'm not going to get into here because right now I'm kind of blanking on it, but talk to the CPA. I just use FIFO to keep things simple and just go down that route. Oh yeah, deferred. You can defer the gains. You can take tax exemptions for the different losses that you have, depending on when you put it in. So there's always ways to move things around it. But even if you move things around it in one way, you're going to pay for it another way. So yeah. Yeah. Michael Saylor is billionaire and single, all the money for himself. What else are you going to do? Everybody's for the win. Probably having that tonight. The love, I've been carnivore 1.5 years. It's intermittent, like I'll go pretty strict for 30, 60, 90 days and then kind of get off it a little bit because it's just, I get too skinny. That's the thing. Like I'm about 6'1", and usually I'm about 185. But like on carnivore, I can slip down to, I can get down like 170. And that's a problem for me because nothing fits right. And I have this enormous bobblehead and, you got to keep some kind of weight on me. Carbs will kill you. Diabetes will kill you. Pre-diabetes will kill you. Hyperglycemia and glucose, essentially DM3 for dementia and cancerous. Yeah. Probably check out the podcast discussion between Dr. Paul Saladino and George Dinkoff. I think you'll find super interesting. I think Saladino I followed. He actually came off carnivore because he thought, and for himself, and we're kind of on the same wavelength. It's like I can't really function that well, and I start to get too thin. Dinkoff, I don't know if he is the plant-based doctor or who it is, but I saw a debate between both Saladino and somebody else. So they both made great points. I've tried a plant-based diet. It just does not work for me. Seed oils are poison and processed sugar is a dangerous drug. Sugar, sure. Seed oils, I mean, I know people will talk about how awful it is. And even RFK Jr. will say it. But, I mean, depending on this is supposed to be a crypto channel. But, yeah, depending on the frequency and the high amount of heat and how it actually transforms that high seed oil, whether that be some type of hydrogenated or sunflower or whatever type of oil it is, can be release free radicals and becomes precancerous. I don't know. But I got to tell you, it tastes good. Let's see. Hey, General, how often do you lose power? Here, not that often. Just like the last couple of days, just been nothing, just power loss. Puerto Rico Libre, yeah. Hey, Joey, a meme, owner generator. I own a generator. Also, solar panels are a must here. Are you still bullish with runes on Bitcoin? I am. I think it's another use case. Also, it's another revenue source for Bitcoin miners. So runes are great. They still have to process those transactions as well. VeChain's going to do well. God, I thought VeChain was dead. Sold it all. And yeah, it's shouldn't have done that. But I mean, I needed some money at that point. So sure. Ooh, Big E. This could be the reason for the power outage. This guy's doing great stuff. Underground cable still under investigation. When we have a power outage of significance, it's so bad that the whole grid shuts down to protect itself. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. E, I don't know how long ago did the corporation Luma come in and take over for the government for electricity? Was it 3 years, 4 years? I forget. But they've had a long time to kind of fix all these issues. I'm not saying they've done a bad job. They've actually done good improvements. Just this one kind of is like crazy. The Dan economy coefficient equals percentage of viewers calling Dan Rob. I've asked Ben to put that as an indicator. It just does not do that. Thoughts on Sailor saying Bitcoin will demonetize real estate? Here's a funny story. I like real estate. My wife's the real genius of that one, but I like owning real estate. I don't like owning land and houses and apartments and things like that. That's where the majority of we have everything. And it's worked out pretty well. However, 5-6 days ago, we get a call from one of our condo president, HOA person. He says, hey, just to let you know, there is water coming out of your front door. You guys are on the second floor. You might want to take a look at that. So we're renting out this condo to an Airbnb. We call the Airbnb, the people who are staying there. Hey, are you guys there? No, we just took out for the beach. What's going on? Hey, there's water coming out of the front door. Like, oh, we didn't leave anything on. We rush over there to see what it is because our main maintenance guy it's the holidays. And as we get to the door, we see that there's water coming out of the elevator on the ground floor. There's water coming down the steps on the ground floor up to the first floor, which is the second floor, I guess. We go to our condo, and there's about half an inch or so of water all the way throughout the whole 3-bedroom condo. And what had happened was the flapper in the toilet had got stuck, and the toilet itself was backed up. So usually one of those two there's an issue with one of those two, but they will correct itself. I mean, you have to fix it at some point. It doesn't overflow. Well, they both were at the same time. Everything overflowed. So the people at the beach, we correct the issue, get all the water out in 2.5 hours, mop it, everything else. We found out what the reason was. And as I'm furiously mopping and pushing things around, my thought was this: I don't think that Bitcoin ever gets flooded. I don't think Bitcoin ever gets calls from the property managers. I don't think Bitcoin ever has an issue with customer service and then having to fix their property. And I'm like, God damn it, why didn't I sell this thing when I could have? So anyhow, to demonetize real estate, to get to the whole point is that real estate is great until it's not. And if we're talking about demonetizing, I don't know exactly if he's talking about how like we'll put the titles on the blockchain, or if he's talking about the money that would be used for real estate or real estate investment. People will not do that, and they'll go into Bitcoin. I can also see that. Whatever it is, I can see why people would not want to do it. It's a pain in the A. It really is. Now, there's a risk versus reward. I'm not going to say that there's not. And I think there's great things for taxes, but I will say this: think about all the things that you personally own. Real estate is not one of them. You can own gold. You can own stocks. You can own certain commodities, but if you're talking about your car, you don't ever own your car. If you're talking about the land, you never own your land. If you're talking about your real estate, you never really own your real estate. Because if you think about it, your car, even if you pay it off, what do you got to do? Well, you got to register it every single year, and you got to pay taxes on that. And then also for your land and your real estate, you also have to pay taxes on that, even though you may pay it off 100%. And then you also have to have maintenance fees. And then you also have to have HOA fees if you're in an HOA. So do you really own any of that stuff? No, you really don't. So it's something to really be said. And I understand what he's coming from as far as like Bitcoin and demonetizing real estate. But I have to diversify. Let's see. What do you think of VeChain? I think I shouldn't have sold all of it. That's what I think. But we'll do. I'll be okay. Happy New Year's. Hey, my man, the legend that is Jungle Inc. What's up, buddy? Jungle, I got to tell you, Jungle has been doing, I know Jungle's been way happier with XRP these days. I see his posts, much more joyous. It's good to see. It's good to see you, buddy. That's, with XRP, which talked about for a long time, made it. Good times, good times. Does iTrust have staking? No. And does the staking rewards only go to the retirement account? They used to have staking. They did away with it. There was ambiguity with the IRS. Also a problem with our man Gary Gensler. So they didn't. But I just had a interview with Kevin Mulroney, who is the CEO of iTrust. I need to put that in. And we talked specifically about, actually, there was a couple things. One was about adding potentially equities to iTrust stocks. Second thing was talking about staking and when that was going to happen. And we talked about a third thing, which I'll leave that as a teaser. But he talked about these three things, and he talked about Q1, Q2, Q3 of 2025. So it's coming, and every time I talk to Kevin, he sticks to his timelines. So that's it. What? Coinbase is not even the top 200 apps on Google. It's number 19 in the finance category. We have a way to go. What Smiley's talking about is that when we start to see bull runs really heat up, you'll start to see apps like that become in the top, 1, 2, 3 of all of them. So yeah. Rob is the optimistic Dan one. Dan is the pessimistic guy. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's what I should call it. Do it. When I'm bullish, I'll be Rob. When I'm bearish, I should be just Dan. Not Evan says, should I sell some $1 billion cat to TomatoCoin? No. $1 billion cat's going to do great. TomatoCoin, it's a meme coin. Who knows? Well, so is $1 billion cat. So, but remember, I'm telling you, TomatoCoin, first meme coin in Cardano. And who else is going to push? I don't know what other meme coins are. Snek does a great job, and Hosky and like that. But I've been rolling with Cardano since I picked it up in, 2018, 19, 20. Stake pool since 2020. So come on, I'm going to be talking about. If you're into Cardano, I think you're like, okay, I can get behind a little meme coin gambling action. Sure. Let's see. Rob H. Hey, Rob, could you show us your YouTube dashboard showing your views of a trend over the past couple of years? No, I can just tell you what it is. So in bull runs, all my views go way up. And in the bear market, all my views go way down. And that's really it. I actually appreciate the bear market more because I get to talk to all you people who have been with me for quite some time. I don't have to get the most ridiculous questions and waste my breath. So, I welcome everybody that comes in. Don't get me wrong. I do. But this just feels just much easier and a pleasant conversation, especially with all my great moderators who are taking care of all of you, that this is tranquility to me. So I may not get like 100,000 views per video. I get like 20, 30, sometimes 40,000 views. I'm happy with that. Good with that. And, I get good people in my community. What else do you need? The guy with the least worries at the end of the day is the winner. What do you think of PayPay? Meme coin? I don't know what that is. But meme coins, just a big crapshoot. By virtual? All right. When Valhalla, I would say, if push comes to shove, no more than November 2025, if not April, May, June of, I'm telling you, I think we got like 4 or 5 months. Yeah, I heard about that awful thing. The victims of New Orleans. If you hadn't heard, some maniac crashed his truck through a crowd. I think he killed 10 people. And then I want to say 25 to 35 are hospitalized. Crazy people out there. You never know when it's your time. Awful, awful. What happened in New Orleans? That's what happened in New Orleans. Makes you just question life, doesn't it? What am I doing? What should I be doing? How should I be doing more things? What have I not done? What? Okay. Crypto Shark, you kind of... Admins, if you could deal with Crypto Shark, I don't know what he's talking about. Tokenomics on Kekius Maximus. Kekius Maximus. I'm pretty sure that's a meme coin, and I think it's up like 125%. And the reason why I say that, I know when people say like, meme coins are dumb. Look, every time you go to CoinGecko and you look at the trending and the top gainers, guess what they always are? Meme coins. Meme coins. Not that that's great, wonder if this is from Truth Social. No. I don't think I'm saying this right. Oh my God, it's this one. Kikius Maximus, Elon's Pepe. I'm telling you, so you have to ask yourself, like with this, like why does this token go and become in the top 300 tokens or cryptos? It has a market cap of 324 million. The max supply is 1 billion. Total supply is 1 billion. Circle supply is 1 billion. I mean, it's all was released that day. How did this happen? And why do people keep doing it? It's because people love to gamble, right? Like TomatoCoin was the same thing for us. We're like, well, we've already given away. We're going to give even more away. I don't know what Kekius does, but it's the same thing with us. We're like, all right, let's do this. And then we get, you know, our friends over at MinSwap, and we get to raise awareness of how like these DEX offerings and DEXs work. And we'll have the guys on the show and we'll talk about Cardano. And we'll bring in, you know, the different, our partners, talk about them. So I don't know, man. I don't know about Kekius Maximus, but probably do pretty well. Sol is greater than ADA. Yeah. Rob, does your wife just follow your lead with crypto, or does she do her own research? On crypto, she pretty much takes my advice. And that's it. Except when she's selling, for some reason, she's able to sell better than any trader I've ever seen. Like she's able to like go, you know what? This is too much. I'm going to sell today. And then like that next day, everything drops. I think that should be the indicator. Let's see. Hoskinson is I don't know what a JA is. 20x overnight. Yeah, that's what meme coins can do. And that's the allure of meme coins, right? It's the, you know, I want it now. I want to feel those gains. I don't want to have to wait for it. I mean, things are out of control. I mean, we've got cost for living, cost for food, cost for health insurance, just crazy. I need to make some money. Let's just roll the dice and go that wow. Bam. This is Robin, super smart. She's pretty smart. I mean, she married me. That was a pretty good, probably a pretty good play for her. Let's see. Rob, show us a chart of the Bitcoin pumping area. You know what I'd like to see is like, so there's this AI agent called Rect Burgundy over on Virtuals. I would like him to do that. And they're just about to roll out their AI voice for that one and him making an autonomous AI agent. That's what I'd like to see. You know who's good at Bitcoin pump is Tom. Where did he go? Is Tom? Yeah, there he is. Tom Crown does a great job of narrating all those pumps. Oh, we just got done. Always got the best glasses on. If you ever want to do like, as things are pumping, just follow Tom Crown. He does a great job and breaks it down fantastically. Charles is all that, no cattle. Updates on Tangibuck. Remember, we're not supposed to talk about hacks and things like that. People are sick of it. Bromance between Trump and Musk souring. There's always a honeymoon, baby. And then that breaks apart. We'll see. I still think it's in Elon's best interest to be buddy with Trump. Come on, let's be honest. Tom has the entries. Tom does have good entries. He does. Tom Crown has made a fire video on Bitcoin prediction. Look, we're coming up at an hour and 15 minutes. I lost track of time. That was a good session. Great session, everybody. Let's just do that. Everybody go watch Tom Crown's video on Bitcoin price predictions. That'll be fun. All right, that's it for today. So look, if you guys like today's video, thumbs up, subscribe, all that great stuff. That's it for today. Again, tomorrow, NFA Live, because of the holidays, we're going to bypass that. We'll see you guys next week. I think we've got it on Guy's channel, matter of fact. Coin Bureau will be next week. That's it for that one. So everybody, thanks so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Adios.